What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series we're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 21, and we got a lot to talk about in this episode. But before we do that, let's do a couple of shout-outs. We haven't done them in a very long time, so let's do them. We got to give a big shout-out to Justin Moore from Texas. I hope things are well down there. Stay safe, alright? And also, Instagram follower, xDannyK. Thanks for liking and commenting on my photos. I really appreciate that. And also, Twitter followers, Anthony Perez at Anthony8899, Thomas Spencer at Tom Spencer VFX, and Christy J at Raspberry Kiss 19. Thanks a lot, all of you, for being part of the Ragin Nation. I really appreciate all the support. Alright, so let's get on with the news. Alright, so something really big happened, okay? And I'm going to tell you all about that in this episode. And, well, let's just say that the creative energy for this writer's room that Akiva Goldsman has put together is on fire. I mean, there's a lot of creative energy. I mean, there's a lot of talent in this writer's room. There's so much talent, my head's gonna explode, okay? I'm really excited about this team. It just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it almost gets to a point where there's like too many writers, but I think this is just the right size, okay? So, recently they just added writers Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari. I mentioned that in my last update, and they're responsible for Edgar Wright's version of Ant-Man, okay? Which we're not going to see, unfortunately, in Ant-Man because they changed directors and they changed writers, alright? But anyways, they got the original writers of Ant-Man in this team. That was the most recent addition. Currently, in this list, we have, or rather, in this writer's room, we have, just to recap, Robert Kirkman, who's the writer and creator of Walking Dead, Zach Penn, who's responsible for X-Men The Last Stand, The Incredible Hulk, X-Men United, The Avengers, and the upcoming Ready Player One that's going to be directed by Steven Spielberg and Pacific Rim 2. We also have Jeff Pinkner, who is responsible for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and TV series like Fringe, Lost, and Alias. And we also have Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who's a writing duo between Iron Man and Punisher Warzone. So right here, as what you can see from this team, is that we have a team of writers who are well versed in comic book live action films, as well as some writers who have credits in television storytelling. Okay, so this is a pretty good combination of writers. We have comic book writers, film writers rather, as well as writers who have experience in telling stories in television. Okay, so that's great. Okay, considering that the Transformers cinematic universe is going to be huge, and it's, you know, who knows how huge it can be, we have writers who can tell a continuing and cohesive story as long as they work together well in this writer's room. Well, now we have two more new writers, okay? And what's great about these two new writers is that they add diversity to the mix. And they are female writers who go by the name of Christina Hodson and Lindsay Beer. Now, they have no credits, or rather completed credits at the current moment, but they have an impressive list of writing credits for projects that are in development. Okay, Christina Hodson is actually will be responsible for the Fugitive reboot, which is an upcoming film, and also a Wizard of Oz reimagination. So this is very interesting that they're adding a writer like this. First of all, she has no credits, but a list of upcoming credits include films that are being rebooted, reimagined, or retelling. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of interesting. Now get this, the next writer, who is also female, is Lindsay Beer, who is responsible for writing the remake to Short Circuit. Alright? Now, okay, forget what you gotta say about a Short Circuit remake. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about these two new writers. We got diversity by adding two female writers. They can add the female perspective into the Transformers films, which is something that is totally lacking. And also, these writers are going to be writing remakes, reboots, reimaginations. So perhaps Akiva Goldsman really wants not only female writers, but also writers who are looking to take an existing property into a new direction. So that's why he decided to get these new writers. Now check this out. we're not done with this writer's room, okay? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 writers. We're about to add 2 more. And that is Ken Nolan, who wrote Black Hawk Down, and also Geneva Robertson Dorette, who's a Blacklist screenwriter. And what Blacklist screenwriters are screenwriters who have written screenplays, but they haven't been produced. Okay, they probably might not ever get produced, but for the most part, they've never seen the light of being greenlit. All right, yeah, Geneva Robertson Dorette, also a female screenwriter, has been added to the mix to add that diversity, the female perspective, along with Black Hawk Down writer Ken Nolan. Okay, so we have 11 writers in this writer's room, led by Akiva Goldsman, and this is a team of 12 people, 12 writers. All right, and this is in my opinion, this is a pretty impressive list. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't think that any of these writers, now I could be totally wrong, I'm just making an assumption. I know I shouldn't make assumptions, but I'm guessing that none of these writers have actually watched a single episode of Transformers. Maybe they have, but I think that they are hiring these writers because of their credits as opposed to them being actual fans of Transformers. The only 2 writers that have ever been fans of Transformers are the original writers, Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci, and we all know how that turned out. I was really impressed with the first one, but not so impressed with the second one, Revenge of the Fallen. And then you bring in Aaron Kruger, who, you know what, I really don't know or care what his experience is, but he didn't do any justice. Okay, fine, Dark of the Moon was decent, Age of Extinction was kind of all over the place, but Revenge of the Fallen was the complete mess. Okay, so I'm glad Aaron Kruger is out, and we have a great team, because we need a great team because we're about to tell a really, really large story, and they're going to be in the form of multiple feature-length films that are all connected. Okay, so that's why this team exists. Okay, now what's really exciting is that they are set to work on Monday. Okay, this list, I mean, this writer's room is complete. Okay, there's no more writers that are going to be added, which is a good thing, because I thought it was getting to the point where there's too many writers, and once you have too many writers, it's gonna be a mess. Okay, but they're going to start working on Monday. They're going to get together in this room, and Akiva Goldsman actually had something to say about it, and I think these are very, very interesting words, and I want to relay them to you. Okay. We've got a workspace that is beautifully production designed to be immersive with a strong sense of the franchise history. We will look at the toys, the TV shows, the merchandise, everything that has been generated by Hasbro from popular to forgotten iterations, and establish a mythological timeline. It has been designed with a lot of visual help, toys, robots, sketches, and writers and artists. After that super saturation, the writers will figure out not one but numerous films that will extend the universe. If one of the writers discovers an affinity for Beast Wars, they can drive forward on treatments that will have been fleshed out by the whole room. Okay? Now, he follows up with this. The whole process of the story room was really delightful, and we are seeing it in more movies as this moves towards serialized storytelling. There are good rooms around town, including the Monsters Room at Universal, the Star Wars Room, and of course at Marvel. We're trying to beg, borrow, and steal from the best of them, and gathered a group of folks interested in developing and broadening this franchise. Okay? So this already tells you that, you know, this is a great thing. They're going to immerse themselves in the universe that has been created by Hasbro. And of course, this universe is very huge, very vast. The comics, the TV series, the cartoons, you know, the spin-off stories from the toys, the video games, everything. Okay, they're going to immerse themselves in this universe of toys. And essentially, they're going through Transformers school, and they're going to take ideas from here and there, and they're going to see what they can do with it in creating a huge story. All right, and this is a great thing. In fact, they're working at it kind of like in the opposite way when compared to Marvel Studios, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because they work in the movies as they go along, and then Kevin Feige is really the only one who really oversees everything to create a cohesive story, right? But what they're doing is something I personally believe is a better way to tell the story, because now they're even more connected. Okay, they'll feel even more connected, and we know that they're going to be connected as every story ends. A new story will start again, or will continue. All right, so that is a great thing. All right, now he mentioned Beast Wars. He was quoted saying Beast Wars. Okay, so not only are we getting Transformers 5 and 6, it's very, very possible we're getting a Cybertron prequel called Transformers 1, which the writers Andrew Barr and Gabriel Ferrari are tapped to work on. Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner also mentioned the possibility of a Bumblebee spin-off. And then now Akiva Goldsman also mentioned, he only mentioned, a Beast Wars movie. All of the fans have suggested these things. Character spin-offs, Cybertron prequel, a live-action Beast Wars movie. These are the things that fans want. They're listening to the fans, and we're finally being treated to a Transformers live-action universe that the fans deserve. And I think that a lot of great care is being put into the creative process, okay? Where's Michael Bay in all of this? Well, he's off directing his own movie, his other movie that really doesn't have anything to do with Transformers. It all comes down to the writers right now, okay? So this is crazy. I mean, this is really, really crazy. Now, what else do we know about this? Well, we know that Mark Wahlberg is signed on for Transformers 5 and 6, but you know what? What I wanted to present is a question, and that is, why are they doing this? Okay, of course it's about money, but like, let's really get down to the nitty-gritty. Why is Hasbro and Paramount Pictures and Lorenzo de Bonaventura, Michael Bay, and Steven Spielberg deciding to go in this direction? Okay, well, of course, like I said, it comes down to money, but you know what? Age of Extinction proved that, you know, doing well, let's just call it a reboot. Doing a reboot to the franchise by changing the characters that they follow, changing the robot characters, and essentially not following the timeline of the Sam Witwicky story is not good enough. Okay, that just isn't good enough to bring in, to really make this franchise to have continued success. Because even though it did make $1 billion worldwide, and that is great, that is really, really huge, it didn't do better than Dark of the Moon. Okay? As a matter of fact, it is the lowest grossing Transformers live action film in the franchise domestically. The first one made over $300 million. The second one made just over $400 million, surprisingly, even though it was, you know, not good at all. And Dark of the Moon made $350 million. So tell me why, domestically, did Age of Extinction make $105 million less domestically in North America? There's got to be a good explanation for that, and that is a lot of the fans have given up on that franchise, and they decide to not contribute to it. All right? So once again, Hasbro and Paramount and the filmmakers decided that this isn't acceptable. If we want to continue this franchise and we keep on doing the same thing and keep on doing the same formula, we're going to see a continued domestic box office slump, and the international box office is probably going to stay consistent. Okay, and that is like $800 million or $900 million for the rest of the world, but that's not good enough. They need to follow a more successful formula, and that is the Marvel Studios approach, and that is by creating a cinematic universe. Okay, that is what they're doing. That's what they need to do, and they see proven success, and that's why this is happening. Once again, they start work on Monday. They were just recruiting the writers. We have the whole list of them down right now, and now they're going to be put together in a writer's room filled with all types of material and content from the Transformers universe, and they are going to make history happen. Okay? This is the reboot we've been waiting for. It is an Age of Extinction. This is what we've been waiting for as fans, okay? Transformers 5 is going to be coming in 2017. You know what? If they get the ball rolling, we could probably see, most likely, the next, or rather the following installment in this cinematic universe the following year in 2018, all right? And then we're going to get a film every year after that. And some fans might think that it's too much, but keep in mind it's going to be coming to us from a different vision every single time. They're not going to all be directed by Michael Bay. And to top things off, it looks like that perhaps every one or two of these directors is going to be, or rather writers rather, is going to be responsible for a film. So you can expect to see at least 6 films in the pipeline that are going to be scheduled, okay? Because Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios has outlined their entire timeline for all the way till 2019. Well, Hasbro and Paramount Pictures might as well do that with the Transformers Cinematic Universe. And that's all I gotta say in this video. So we are expanding Transformers prequel, character spin-offs, sequels that follow the current lineage, and also possibly Beast Wars. We could see anything, including a Transformers Prime story, Transformers, Transformers, you know, the Headmasters. It could be anything. Robots in Disguise. It's all out there. Unicron trilogy. Anything is possible. Let me know in the comment section below what you want to see, and let me know how you feel about all this. Express your enthusiasm and excitement, okay? And that's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. From this point on, this web series is going to grow. There's going to be a lots more content, a lots more updates, because the ball is rolling. And make sure you stay subscribed to this channel, because this is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the production of the Transformers Cinematic Universe. All right? So there you have it. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. These two writers, Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari, were supposed to work on this movie, but then the Marvel Studios felt that this isn't the